Coronation Street is bringing back a guest star from January as part of Theo Silverton's murder investigation. Digital Spy can confirm. Fans can expect a shakeup at the police station this week as senior officers decide to remove DC Kit Green from the murder case. Lisa Connor Swain will remain on the investigation, but she'll now be ably assisted by a character that viewers have briefly seen before. Back in January, guest star Michelle Tate appeared as a detective who questioned Debbie Webster following the deadly road crash on the night of her wedding. At the time, Michelle was credited only as detective, but this week's episodes see her role expanded with more scenes, plus a name in the closing titles to match: DC McLaughlin. Kit is furious when he's taken off the investigation, explains our Corey source. He's been determined to get the killers sent down for a while now, still convinced that Gary Windass was the culprit. There are a few factors behind the decision, including other cases now requiring Kit's attention. But of course, the fact that he has a personal vendetta against Gary doesn't help matters as he's not seen as an impartial figure anymore. As Kit licks his wounds, Lisa and McLaughlin head off for the latest step in the case, visiting Gary's wife Maria Connor at the salon to go over her statement again. Maria previously provided Gary with a false alibi for the time of Theo's death, which has prevented the police from pursuing him as a suspect more aggressively. McLaughlin is still only a guest character, but it'll be interesting to see if the fortunes of the investigation change with her involved, continues our insider. The police have hardly looked at Kit's partner Sarah as a suspect, so they're oblivious to the fact that she's the real killer. Corey revealed Sarah's guilt in a tense hour-long episode 2 weeks ago, and subsequent episodes have seen her continue to cover up her secret with support from Gary. Tina O'Brien, who plays Sarah, recently said, "I was really shocked when I found out, but for me personally, I completely understand how it happened and why it happened." In that moment, she didn't feel like she had any other choice. There was a lot of debate in the green room as soon as we were told there was going to be a murderer. A lot of people were playing Cluedo. First off, some of the cast got told that they were involved in the storyline, but they weren't the murderer. So by the time it got to me to go for my meeting, I was a bit like, I think it's me. But I genuinely didn't worry. At the end of the day, this job is incredible, but to be an actor is not necessarily a job for life. So I just was really excited to be given the honor of being the murderer, and then hopefully, however it plays out, I'll enjoy Sarah's arc. Theo has quickly become one of the soap's most intriguing characters. His arrival brought unanswered questions, strained relationships, and a trail of suspicious events that left fans wondering who could really be trusted. Every conversation seemed to hide another clue, while every decision pushed the mystery into darker territory. Now, with the police stepping back into the spotlight, the stakes have never been higher. The returning detective isn't just another officer assigned to the case. Weatherfield viewers will remember this investigator for previous high-profile storylines, where sharp instincts and relentless determination uncovered truths that others overlooked. Their return instantly raises expectations that this won't be a routine investigation. Instead, every resident connected to Theo could soon find themselves under intense scrutiny. As the detective begins piecing together the evidence, long-buried secrets start resurfacing. Neighbors who once appeared innocent suddenly become potential suspects. Friends begin questioning each other's loyalty, while family members struggle to separate fact from fiction. In true Coronation Street fashion, the investigation doesn't simply focus on solving a mystery. It exposes the emotional consequences that ripple throughout the entire community. Theo himself remains at the center of the storm. The more investigators learn about his recent actions, the more complicated the picture becomes. Is he hiding something to protect someone he loves? Has he been caught in circumstances beyond his control? Or is there another player manipulating events from behind the scenes? Every new revelation seems to answer one question while creating two more. For fans, that's exactly what makes this storyline so compelling. Rather than relying on obvious villains or predictable outcomes, the writers continue building layers of suspense. Characters who seem trustworthy suddenly appear suspicious, while those carrying the greatest burden may actually be concealing heartbreaking truths instead of criminal intentions. The detective's arrival also changes the atmosphere across the cobbles. Conversations become cautious. Residents start watching what they say, fearing that even casual remarks could become important evidence. Tension grows inside family homes as loved ones wonder whether someone close to them knows more than they're admitting. Several familiar faces may soon find themselves interviewed by police. Even those with no direct connection to Theo could become important witnesses after remembering conversations or encounters that once seemed insignificant. In soap storytelling, the smallest detail often becomes the key to unlocking an entire mystery, and viewers know better than to ignore even the briefest scene. Meanwhile, friendships face their greatest tests. Standing by someone under police investigation requires enormous trust, yet doubt spreads quickly when investigators uncover fresh evidence. Some characters choose loyalty, believing Theo deserves support until the facts emerge. Others fear that protecting him could have devastating consequences if darker truths eventually come to light. Beyond the mystery itself, the storyline explores themes that Coronation Street has always handled well: trust, betrayal, redemption, and the emotional weight of hidden secrets. Every revelation affects not just the investigation, but also the relationships that define life in Weatherfield. Parents worry about their children, partners question each other's honesty, and neighbors who once relied on one another begin looking over their shoulders. The returning detective brings a calm, methodical presence that contrasts sharply with the panic spreading through the community. Rather than rushing to conclusions, every clue is examined carefully. Witness statements are compared, timelines are reconstructed, and contradictions slowly begin exposing cracks in carefully maintained stories. It's this patient approach that makes the detective such a respected figure among fans. Of course, Coronation Street rarely delivers straightforward answers. Just as viewers believe they've identified the truth, another shocking twist is likely waiting around the corner. New evidence could completely reshape the investigation, forcing both the detective and the audience to reconsider everything they thought they knew. Speculation is already running wild among devoted fans. Some believe Theo has been unfairly blamed for events beyond his control, while others suspect a larger conspiracy involving multiple residents. There are even theories that an unexpected character could emerge as the true mastermind, turning the entire investigation upside down. Whatever the outcome, one thing seems certain: Weatherfield is heading toward one of its most gripping storylines in recent months. The return of a familiar detective adds credibility, nostalgia, and excitement while promising that no secret will remain buried forever. Every episode is expected to deliver fresh clues, emotional confrontations, and dramatic surprises that keep viewers guessing until the very end. As the investigation intensifies, Theo's future hangs in the balance. The detective's relentless pursuit of the truth may finally reveal what really happened, but the answers could forever change lives across Coronation Street. Friendships may be shattered, families divided, and reputations destroyed before the mystery is finally solved. For fans of suspense, emotional drama, and classic Coronation Street storytelling, this exclusive development signals the beginning of an unforgettable chapter. With an experienced detective back on the case and Theo surrounded by unanswered questions, Weatherfield's next big mystery is only just beginning, and everyone has something to lose. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Coronation Street Scoop News Update.